marketing lead at Grandover Village. What led me to Chick-fil-A was actually a very spontaneous decision at the moment. I was in college, I was in need of a job while I was in school, but when I got there and I started working, it was unlike any other experience I ever had. The culture, the people, the guests that were there. I had such a wonderful experience that I was like, I think this is where I want to be. So I chose Chick-fil-A for the absolutely wonderful guests, the wonderful team, and the leadership that was there.
Awesome. So my name's Andrew White, Chick-fil-A Grandover Village. And I think the story really begins when I was 8 years old. I was homeschooled growing up, and we had the best lunch breaks out of everybody. So my mom would take us up to our local Chick-fil-A at Wendover and I-40, and we'd go in for lunch, and there's just something that I noticed that was different about Chick-fil-A in the service, in the treatment that you got, in the atmosphere, in the culture. And at 8 years old, I really picked up on that. And we were at the front counter ordering our food, and I made the comment to my mom. I said, man, one day I want to work here. And the supervisor that was taking our order overheard that, and he turned around, ripped out a paper application and gave it to me and said, hey, when you turn 16, I want you to bring this back and get a job here. So 8 years later, I remembered that, took that same paper application back to Wendover and applied for a job. And that's where it all really began. So it was that first impression and that first impact that really turned into a lifelong dream, a calling, and a passion of mine.
The Chick-fil-A work culture is amazing. And I'm biased. I love Grandover Village location culture because every decision that we make is based on our vision and our values. And every team member, every supervisor, every manager, every core leader, even our operator, follows each value to the core. Every decision is made through there.
You know, I found out very early on that Chick-fil-A was unique from a culture aspect. It was very positive. It was people would serve each other without any questions being asked. People were always willing to help, and that's something that I really thought was cool, something that attracted me to that culture. You know, we're here to serve our guests, we're here to serve our team, and that's the type culture that I experienced when I was 16, and then I continued to experience that through college, and then after college when I was a general manager. And it's really unique to Chick-fil-A, I think, because every Chick-fil-A I've been at, I've worked at multiple different stores, and every store has that culture piece in common. And then when I came back home to Greensboro to open up Grandover Village, I had the dream of replicating and having that type culture for my team and my restaurant as well.
I'm a people person, and I love to connect with people already. That's my personality. But going and working through Chick-fil-A, especially at Grandover Village, it was helpful for me to not only connect with people, but to connect with the team, to connect with core leaders and my operator, and also to have opportunities that I would have never had if I never applied. So it has affected me in a wonderful way.
Man, I've grown so much being at Chick-fil-A. I remember when I first applied when I was a 16-year-old, and I remember kind of where I was at that point in my life, and you know, it shocks a lot of people now, but I was very timid. I was very reserved, and it kind of it was a challenge for me to get out there in front of people and connect with people and talk with people. And that's one of the first things I realized, or really two main things that I realized. One, I'm going to have to communicate well and connect well. The second thing was I got to move quicker. I got to work faster. So it helped within me develop a sense of urgency. So those two things from a 16-year-old really helped me develop professionally. As I got more into my career, into college and being a supervisor and then being a general manager, I learned how to run a business and lead people at the same time. And you don't learn that overnight. That's 5, 6, 7 year process of really being able to learn that. So as a general manager, I feel like I really understood the business side of it, and how to run a business and how to run good results and good performance.
Oh, I love this. I will share a recent one with our guest. We had a family night not too long ago, and I had a wonderful experience with the sheriff's department. We had a truck or treat, and I was able to help make connections with just the people that came in and helped us with our event. And she was absolutely phenomenal. She understood what our goals were, and she was right on board with us, and having that experience with her to build that relationship with her, it was life-changing, because when I first met her, she was the best person ever. Her personality was so bubbly, and she was all fun, and she was just ready to hop on board with us. So for a coworker experience, it is actually my general manager and my operator. I have always had tremendous support from both of them. And I remember starting out, because I started as a team member and worked my way up from team member, certified trainer, supervisor, lead supervisor, and now I am here in marketing lead because of them impacting me and pushing me in every single step.
Yeah, so ironically enough, one of my coworkers was my brother while we were in college, and he started at Wendover and I-40 as well, and then moved to Raleigh for college, and we ended up working together for several years. And I remember distinctly this picture that we took together behind the counter. We both had our ties on. We were both supervisors. We had like really baggy shirts, so we hadn't hit it quite yet in the fashion department. But little did we know that we would both have our own franchises and both be operators years later. And I think when I think about memorable coworker experiences, he definitely comes to mind. We were both pursuing a dream. We would go home after closing and get home at midnight and then stay up till 3 a.m. talking about how we can improve our shifts and do things differently and lead our teams better. And it's like all that work paid off, and to be able to see that actually happen in real time. And he's opening up his store in January. I opened up Grandover Village 3 years ago. Just to see that path, to see kind of the ups and downs of what we experienced while we were working together at the same store, and then to see the payoff of that with us both getting our locations is really rewarding. So I think that takes the cake.
My favorite part is the community part. As for me, I work in marketing, so I love all the people. I love getting to meet new people and not only meet them, but serve them in a grand way. Not just doing the little things. One of our values, which is above and beyond, to go above and beyond for somebody. And the best part of working in my department is definitely making those connections and seeing the smiles on everybody's faces, letting them know that we genuinely want to serve them and we genuinely want to care about them. And to have the support that we have with our leadership is unmatched.